All right, Grand Rising, everybody. As you jump on, do me a favor, drop that city and state, like the video, share the video, and we're gonna get started here in just a minute. So it's been a couple days since I've been live, and I'm beginning to like it like that. I really am beginning to like it like that. The the mental strain and stress of feeling like you got to go live just to uh just to get some sales, man, is really crazy. The whole purpose for going live should be to connect with your customers and to answer any questions that they may have. But it should not feel like it's a task going live for your business. Anyway, my name is Eric. This is the Blank Spot. We are a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier. We're located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the things that they don't tell you about business. All right, that's what I'm gonna be talking about. While I pack up some orders, thank you for everybody who shopped with us, who's placed their order, all the orders that got placed over the last 24 hours. It's getting shipped out today. Um, but I'm also going to talk about, while I do this, I'm going to talk about how easy it is to start a business. That's not the issue. It's easy to start a business. Everybody wants to talk about, they're ready to get started. They're going to start on the first of the year. They're going to start next month, next week, next year, whatever. But it's not hard to get started. You just got to change the way you think about what you do. That's really what you got to do. You got to change the way you think about money. You got to change the way you think about your bills. You got to change the way you think about wealth. It's not hard to get started with the business. The hard thing is keeping it going. It's just like going out there and buying a car and starting it up and turning it over. It's easy to get it started. A new car with no issues is easy to get it started. There's nothing to say that you can't go out there and start a business. The question is, can you keep it running? Can you keep it operational? So I'm in the shop by myself today. D was in here yesterday by herself. Our son was in here the other day by himself. And I'm saying that to say this, man. Um, Being solopreneurs, even though it's a small group of us, it's actually just me and my wife. Our son's basically just helping us out. But being that it's just me and my wife, we catch hell. I'm just gonna be right there with you. We catch hell. All right. The type of business that we have and the type of business that we're attempting to grow, we are catching it every day, whether it's physically, because of the physical challenges of picking up on stuff and moving around and all that stuff, whether it's us trying to create additional streams of revenue by going to these different events away from our warehouse, or whether it's mentally dealing with customers and other issues that business brings along. Um, it's a lot of people who want to know, but they don't want to pay for your services or your time. So if you're the type of person that wants everything for free, or you might say, hey, that's not me, I don't want it for free, I don't mind paying. Well, right now, get your pen and your pad, because this is going to be some of the stuff that they don't tell you about business. Some of the stuff that they ain't going to talk about. When I talk about they, I'm talking about the people that you following right now. These people who showing you how to drop ship. These gurus that's giving you all these challenges. These people who telling you that you can make six figures with no problem if you get their course. These gurus that are telling you that you can do digital content and digital products and you can make a lot of money doing that. That's a lie. Okay? Straight up and down, sideways. You're not going to make six figures in this type of industry by making things. Just listen. There's the truth, there's a lie, and then there's what you believe. So if you want to hear the truth, tune in. If you want to get gassed up, like the young folks say, if you want to get gassed up, if you want to, if you want people to lie to you and tell you what you want to hear, then of course, this ain't the platform for you. So I say that about making that amount of money by making things, by crafting and making things. It ain't impossible. It just ain't realistic. You only got two hands. And if it's only you doing it by yourself and you only got two hands and you don't put anything in place, any type of systems in place, any type of strategies in place, if you don't do any of that, then you're simply working a second job, because most of y'all got two jobs. Most of you got a job at a business. Got a regular 9 to 5. And then you created a business and you working for yourself like we are, you created a job. So now you got 2 jobs, but you ain't got for 24 hours in a day. In between operating your life to include your family, your friends, what other type of things that you like to do on outside of work, and then trying to run a business and going to work, it's going to be damn near impossible to do it by yourself. Can it work? Yeah, it can happen. You can make a lot of money in this industry. And if you decide to do it by making things, you can make a lot of money. I wouldn't realistically, I may set my goals for 6 figures, but realistically, I would have something else in place, because you're going to get tired of making things. You're going to get worn out. You're going to get disgusted. You're going to get tired. You're going to get frustrated. But that's the stuff that these gurus ain't telling you. Why? Because they want you to buy their class. I got to take these off because I can't see the comments. Let me see. Grand Rising. Let's see. Just you and your wife, you understand? That's what's up. And we should work harder for ourselves than we work for anybody else. Here's what I'm alluding to. Here at the Blank Spot, we do our best to attract people who want to shop with us. But it's kind of hard because honey attracts bees and it attracts flies. Somebody gonna get that in a minute. Honey attracts both bees and flies. So while we sitting there attracting while we sitting there trying to attract bees with our honey, then we got all these flies coming around, dropping their crap on our stuff, trying to get close and trying to get stuff for free. See, this is the conversation that people don't like. They don't like to hear. And small business owners are afraid to have this conversation because they're afraid that people are going to stop shopping with them. Or they're afraid that people are going to not like what they say and they're going to, stay away from them. Well, guess what? I don't care, man. Because the truth of the matter is, if whatever is for me is going to be for me. Whatever's for us is going to be for us. We're going to attract the type of people who want to hear the conversations that we have. We're going to attract the type of people who want to hear what's going on. Now, listen, I don't get on here to entertain nobody. And we're going to be on here less and less. We're going to be on here less and less live. Unless it serves us, we're going to stop coming on here as often, because what I've noticed is that as people are coming on TikTok saying, hey, I ain't seen you in a long time, this, that, and the other. I ain't seen you either. I'm running the business. You know what I'm saying? And I find that, because I did a video a couple of days back, and I find that, no offense to you, but I find that people are looking for you to entertain them. People are getting on these social media platforms and they're looking for pure entertainment. Whether you're sitting there doing cartwheels, whether you're sitting there making something, whatever the case may be, I don't know where that crap came from on these social media platforms. And I really want to say that TikTok and YouTube actually laid the platform, the groundwork for that stuff. But people are looking for you to entertain them. And they're saying, hey, you know what? If you can't show me how to do it, then I ain't going to buy it. Deuces. Because you shop blindly at Amazon all the time. People shop blindly at Amazon all the time. They go online and shop blindly, looking at products and looking at things that they can't even get. But when it comes to small businesses, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to get off of that one. So, packing up some orders right now. Thank y'all for y'all orders. I appreciate it, guys. What I found out, man, is that we sell just as much, if not sometimes more, when we ain't live, lately anyway, than we do when we go live. So I can actually make a video, I can drop a reel, and I can advertise something, and we're getting sales from that, whether we're doing it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. And now that I said that, while we got TikTok going up, we got 313 people that's liked the video, 37 that's on here. Y'all just hanging on for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hanging on for whatever. So I'm going to be talking about what they don't tell you about business. So if you're going to hang around on whatever platform you're on, like the video, you're able to share the video. That's how you support small businesses, right? You don't support small businesses by shopping with us. That's a transaction. All right. I'm just being real. That's a transaction. It's a trading a product for a service, or product or service for money. That's a transaction. The way that you support us is you like the videos. If you like the content, if you don't like it, scrap it and roll out. The way you support us is you share our stuff. That's how you support us, right? That's exactly how you do it. Now, if you want to shop with us, you can slide over to our website and you can shop with us. And if you don't know what our website is, Google The Blank Spot. It's theblankspot.com. All right. That's what it is. It's on every platform. Now, back to what I was talking about. It's a lot of folks out there who are going to not going to like what I say. And I'm always ready for that, man. I'm always ready for the people who don't like what you're talking about. But at the same time, I want y'all to understand something. When you make up in your mind that you're gonna get started in business, it's a couple of things, actually a lot of things that people don't even think about. People don't take into consideration. I want you to look back here, and if you can, I want you to look back there. All right, this is for everybody that's watching. All these are boxes. We got boxes in different sizes. We got tubes. We got polymers. This is a case of HTV polymer or heat transfer packages, right? Cardboard packages. We got bubble wrap. We got tape back here. We got more polymers, more boxes. This ain't what they tell y'all. And even if you're not doing business at this type of scale, if you're not doing business at this level, you're still going to have something to actually ship your products in. So some of the stuff that people don't tell you are the biggest things that stop your business from being successful. All these things right here, this is cool. Putting little cards. These are actual instruction cards, right? This is an instruction card right here that tells you how to press our items, okay, our products. That's what these are. These are instruction cards. But I see people all the time coming out with their little cards and all their little nice, pretty stuff. All that's irrelevant. That's nice for marketing and branding, but that ain't what a business is. That's cool. It makes you feel better because you throw your picture on a card and you throw that thing inside of a envelope and you mail that stuff out. That ain't what it is, man. Most of y'all wasting money on illogical stuff because you watching the wrong people. You said you wanted to build a 6-figure business making t-shirts. I mean, is anybody out there with me? People say they want to make 6 figures making t-shirts. That means that you're going to be behind a heat press all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do you know how much 6 figures is? At a minimum, you're talking about $100,000 a year. That's at a minimum. So let's do the math, okay? Bring your calculator out. And you got 12 months in a year. And you say $100,000 is what you want to make making t-shirts. Divided by 12 months. That's $8,333.33 a month. Some of y'all ain't making that on a job. And if you had the ability to do it, and somebody say, hey, I'm going to give you a raise if you start coming in, if you show me for 90 days that you can be consistent with this business, with my business, this is what a job says. If you can show me for 90 days that you can be consistent with this business, then I'll give you a raise. I'll give you a price bump, a raise, and you'll be able to make $100,000 a year. Some of y'all wouldn't be able to do it. And you wouldn't be able to do it because of the lack of discipline also, but the lack of how we actually look at what business versus a job is. The stuff that they don't tell you, man, we've had to take so many breaks over the last 3 to 6 weeks, all because of mental frustrations, right? All because of mental frustrations. I'm checking out how people when we come on these platforms and we stand in our dumb behinds behind a heat press, pressing shirts and crew necks and hoodies over and over and over again in hopes to get the attention of somebody new, or in hopes to get somebody who's already shopping with us to buy again, because you're only gonna buy so much. We can only encourage you to buy, but you're only gonna buy so much. We sitting there behind a heat press and everybody get excited because we're doing something entertaining. But let us be on here right now talking about business, because I get a lot of people in our inbox and on our email asking questions like, I want to start a business, but I don't know what it takes. You know what I'm saying? I want to get started, but I'm scared. I want to get started. Should I start today or should I wait till next year? Where can I buy t-shirts from? Where can I buy? Do we look like a damn Yellow Pages? Obviously, we do. We got directions written on our forehead. But that's the kind of crap that we run into when we end up going live to operate and add value, try to add value to our business. And we're supposed to just let that just roll on off. I think one of the most frustrating things is, is people who are not doing what we're doing at the level that we are, giving us advice about what we should be doing. That's pretty frustrating. I gotta admit, that's pretty frustrating. But you gotta bear with it, and you gotta grin, because sometimes just hearing it is just enough for you to get your focus right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just enough. I see people coming on here sometimes and they say, hey, where have you been? I haven't seen you on live. And I'm thinking to myself, where have you been? I ain't seen you on our website. Is that wrong? Is that wrong to want to get compensated for what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? So now we got people, and I can. It's sad right now because we get new people every day, but it's sad right now because I can almost get to the point to where I can count the people who are coming back and shopping with us, which is a good thing, but it's also sad in a sense as well, because that means we're getting kind of familiar with our customers. And I don't want to get familiar. You know what I'm saying? There's a line. There's a fine line in this thing. The minute you don't do what people expect of you, something's wrong. Something got to be wrong when you start being honest and pull the curtain back and say, hey, you know what? This ain't gonna work no more. We got to do something different. So the things they don't tell you in business, and we're gonna start having some different events. I'm gonna talk about it briefly, but we're gonna officially address this later on. But we currently have a membership that we're gonna be adding. Okay, we've got a membership that we're gonna be adding, and it's actually up and going right now. But we want to take our time and get some feedback and stuff at the same time. But the thing that we want to do is we're going to start charging for our time. When people email us and asking us how to do this and how to do that, and I'm going to tell y'all, because this is going to hit differently for all of the naysayers or all of the people who actually ain't doing business. You ain't going to understand this, because a lot of y'all be like, well, why you just can't tell them? Why you can't tell them? Why you can't just tell them? If you want people to know how to do something, why don't you get online and go live and you tell them? You know what I'm saying? If you want people to like you, why don't you do the research, stay up late at night, do the research, and you tell them? Won't you make that your job? Our job is to create an opportunity for people to start a business. Our job is to create opportunity for people who want to save money and don't know how to get access to these products and services. Our job is to make sure they got access to these products and services. That's what our job is. Our job is not to train, teach, and mentor. You dig what I'm saying? The things they don't tell you, man. They don't tell you that you're going to need packing material. You know what I'm saying? It may come up. It may come up in conversation, but they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that you're going to need packing material. They don't tell you about keeping records for the purchases that you make. They don't tell you about the inventory that you may need. A lot of people out here talking about selling vendors lists, and a lot of folks are asking about vendors lists, where you're getting your stuff from. And I'm gonna be very, very clear to you. We don't share vendors. However, in the membership that we have, we're gonna create some opportunities for people to learn about how to get their own vendors list. We're gonna share some stuff, and we also gonna show people how to shop overseas, how to shop on Alibaba, okay? How to order on Alibaba. But they don't tell you about that. They don't tell you that you need inventory or how much inventory they recommend. They don't tell you about the shipping materials. They don't tell you that you gotta keep on coming up with new stuff to stay creative, to be creative, stay creative, and remain relevant. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you these things because they're selling you a course. They're selling you a piece of paper with an outline on it, with some videos that they may or may not have, of some links from a class that they took and they're repurposing the class. Oh, this ain't gonna never be popular. This is never a popular conversation. The stuff that they don't tell you to be successful. It's a lot of it. It's a lot of stuff that they don't tell you. And the reason why they don't tell you what's required to be successful in business, because hell, they don't know. They ain't successful in business. All they're successful in doing is selling their products, their class to you. People are gonna start getting outed. People are gonna start getting outed, and y'all gonna start learning to understand, to pay attention. See, there's an unreasonable expectation of what a business is and what it's supposed to do. There's a lot of people who don't understand what business is. There's a lot of people. This lady earlier this week, while we were live, she asked a question, which was a great question. She asked the question, and I cut her off before she even finished asking the question. And I said, hey, ma'am, you need to email us because we can better address your question if you email us. So she went through, because I was saying, hey, you know what? If you're sharing your information on social media, take it off of private, put it on public, make sure everybody can see it. Create your business platform, create your business page on whatever platform you're on. Learn that platform, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I was saying all that stuff. So she emailed us. And when she emailed us, I responded to the email. And it was this long paragraph. And I don't know if she's on here or not. I hope she is on here. She had this long paragraph talking about all the things she has done. And she listened to what I said, and she's taking heed, and she's going to do all these things, and yada, yada, yada. And then at the end of the email came her real question. Is it possible for her to make 6 figures in this business? Because she wants to leave her job. I don't know who y'all are listening to. I don't know who y'all listening to. I don't know who y'all talking to. I don't even know if y'all even understand some of the questions y'all be asking. I don't know. You got a job that's paying your medical, your dental benefits. You get sick days. You get personal time off. That's vacation. You're telling me that you want to be able to trade all of those benefits for 6 funky figures a year. Make that one make sense. I'll stop. Because y'all don't understand what I'm saying, man. Nobody, you ain't even got to agree with me, but you don't even understand what I'm saying. At a time right now when the economy is up freaking side down, you got an idiot in the White House. You got idiots in the White House. You got idiot congressmen, idiot representatives. You got people who are supposed to be supporting and fighting for the American people at a time right now where people are struggling even more so. They said 1.1 million jobs were dissolved this year alone. That's as many or maybe more than what happened during the pandemic. And you're sitting here telling me you're getting benefits and you're talking about quitting your job? Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Because you're listening to somebody who ain't telling you the truth. They're not telling you that when we wake up in the morning, I got to fight mentally to come in here. If I don't have any orders, ain't no need for me coming in here. I got to fight mentally to come in here. Then do these orders because people done paid for their stuff, so they want their stuff. And then we got to figure out how we going to market, how we going to advertise, how we going to get more people in front of our business, how we going to get more sets of eyes in front of our business, how we going to get more people to buy from us, because you're not going to grow an operation with the same people always shopping from you. Business ain't done like that. What's going on, Rod? Business is not done like that. So I'm talking to a group of people who are hobbyists and who are getting business off of word of mouth. I need to talk to people who have a website, who have a marketing plan, who have a marketing budget. I need to talk to people who deal in inventory. I need to talk to people who deal with customers on a regular basis, not just making shirts, not just making cups. Because see, the conversation is different. It's a different conversation, y'all. It's two totally different things. Me making a couple of shirts or a couple of cups here and there because of word of mouth, because I made a Facebook post or a TikTok post or something on Instagram, versus you running an operation every day. I need to talk to somebody who go live on a regular basis and are not getting the results that they think that they should be getting because people won't share your stuff. Because you're not on here. I'm not on here talking to you about how me and my wife be in the background arguing. I'm not talking to you about how, how much money we actually made versus how much money we actually kept. I ain't telling you all the juicy. I ain't telling you about how, we were forced to either go out of business or find another source of income or source of revenue for our business because we weren't getting the business that we needed to get. We ain't talking about that. So don't nobody want to hear about the juicy stuff. All people want to hear about is, hey, how can you put sublimation on a black shirt? That's what you want to hear. How can I sublimate on wood? That's the junk y'all want to hear. So then when you come to our platform asking us these ridiculous questions, because they are ridiculous. I'm not a business major, but I major in business. You dig what I'm saying? Everything that I do, logically, I do it in the format of how is it going to affect my business? What's going to be the outcome of business? That's what I think about. I don't think about anything else. When you emailing me, asking me a question, the first thing I'm going to do is ask you a question back. I want to know where your mind is, because I'm not about to waste my time going back and forth, because this ain't tennis. This ain't what we do. This is who we are. So now you want to know if it's possible to make 6 figures doing this. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Why haven't I seen you? Why hasn't your stuff come across my timeline? Why I don't see you post? Why you ain't in my inbox talking about, hey, let me get an hour of your time because I got some serious stuff to talk about? Why are you looking for us to bless your dreams? I can't bless your dreams. I can't bless off on your dreams. I don't know what your work ethic is. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what strategies you're using. I don't know what system you have set in place. I don't know none of that stuff. But you want me to answer a question. You want me to answer the question where you want me to answer. Make that make sense, man. I mean, really, I'll wait. So are you really wanting to know if you can make this much money so you can quit your job? Or are you really wanting to sit down and have an adult conversation so you can understand the implications of being in business? Because most people don't understand. We must understand the social media. There are one thing must consider as a good and bad. Yeah, good, bad, and ugly. What and I don't use social media for anything other than our business. I'm not on there doing anything else but advertising my business. So you're not gonna see a lot of the personal areas. And I've heard it all before. Yeah, you gotta let people see who you are. And I'm not trying to connect with people like that. I'm not trying to connect with people like that. I'm not out here trying to make friends. Now, you can build a relationship. You can build a relationship and you can meet good people. And you can build a business relationship. And from that business relationship, you can become friendly. And you can become friends. I believe that. But my goal is not to make friends. My goal is to create an opportunity to find customers so we can make sales. That's my goal. I don't know what your goal is, but that's my goal. So if you're out here looking for friends, you're on the wrong side of social media. This is business media. And we over here doing business. But these are some of the things that we encounter. And the more you go live, the more flies you attract. I don't care how sweet your honey is. I don't care how sweet your honey is. You're going to attract flies because that's the law of attraction. You're going to attract the good with the bad. You're going to attract the builders with the lazy people. What they don't tell you about social media, about being in business, is that it's more than just an overnight success. There's a lot of people out there that are looking and waiting to go viral. I talked about this before, having that viral moment and what it actually means and what it looks like. Going viral means that you got sick. Going viral means that you're going to have the ability to keep up and maintain the level of products and services that you're pushing out that cause you to go viral. Most people are still shopping at, and I'm glad, I wish this guy was on here because this clown got mad and he left. But most people are still shopping at Hobby Lobby and Michael's as their main source of supplier. They're not going out trying to look for bigger suppliers, or they're not going out trying to look for an opportunity to pay less when they buy more. Most people are not doing that. Most people are still going back and forth, running up and down the road, burning up gas, getting shirts from Michael's, getting shirts from Hobby Lobby. And if that's you, and I hit, and Walmart, thank you. And if that's you, and I hit that spot, and you don't like it, hey man, the best thing you can do is leave, because I'm gonna talk about that some more. This is a business conversation, and we're talking about the things that they don't tell you. Things that they don't tell you. Starting a business is easy. Keeping it running is something else. Most people who say that they're ready to get started, they ain't ready to change the things that they're doing. I got a real big issue. I got a real big issue with people who ask me a question, but then when you tell them the answer, they get mad. Man, don't come over here asking me no questions, because I'm serious about what I'm doing. So we got this thing called Pick My Brain. Pick My Brain allows you to get an hour of our time. Now, I'm not a guru at anything, but if you find me or my wife and the information that we share important, if you find it helpful, then we're going to give you an hour of our time, or 2 or 3, however you want to reserve it. But what we cannot any longer do is go on live and start answering questions about stuff that we ain't talking about. I call them pop-up questions. Let me see. Appreciate it, big boy. I like how you and Ms. D do things together. Yeah, man. But even that, we can weigh on each other. So you still got to be careful with that. Understand that friends don't make money, but customers make money. Absolutely. Preach. You're pouring out what I call great new business foundation information, Eric. Please stay on course. I got you. So check this out. Pick My Brain. It's on our website. It's available. All you guys got to do is go there, see when the times are available and figure out what's good for you. If you see that there's a time that's not available that's best for you, then that's when you email us and say, hey, you know what? Can we do something else? Let me see. That's why I keep coming. All the best. What's going on? Because you tell her how it is. Sometimes you open up my eyes to things I never thought of, and I see it from another business perspective. Thank you. Appreciate you for coming back. And that's what it is. It's about perspective. I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm very passionate about when I talk about business. My wife knows this. This is just a business. The thing behind it. What's going on, Luke? It's been a minute, bro. Hope everything's going well with you and the family, man. This is just a business. The structure, the strategies, the systems, the understanding that we have in place allowed us to be able to do this. And this is a part of the business model that we want to do. Not everybody going to be using this business model. Like I said, check this out. If you want some insight, go to this. You can email me here and I'll send you the link. Matter of fact, you know what? Yeah. Because you're probably gonna need to set up some time. So this is the business model that we have. So now, some of the things they don't tell you in business, from the packaging to having the right printers, having a system. A lot of you guys, and this is not to cut short of anybody. This does not mean that you're not in business, but you still don't have a website. The holidays is here. The holidays was here 3 months ago, and you still don't have a website. So now, what orders are you taking, and how are you taking your orders? I'm really curious to know. What orders are you taking, and how are you taking your orders if you ain't got a website? How you keeping up with it? I'm curious. I'm that inquiring mind. I want to know. Because to me, not having a website or something organized to accept orders, you call it what you want to, a system organized to accept orders to where you can actually print out the packing slip. You can print out the packing slip and you can go ahead and complete that order. What system you use? I'd love to know. Because some of y'all ain't there. Some of y'all ain't there. And some of y'all ain't going to get there. You know why? Because you still want to do things how you want to do it. But you'll ask somebody for suggestions and recommendations. What's going on, John? You ask somebody for suggestions and recommendations, but you're holding yourself back. Starting a business is not hard. It's keeping it going is going to really be your big issue. And if you got a problem with overthinking, over processing, however you want to think about it, however you want to say it. If you got a problem with that, then that's something that you may not even need to be doing this. Because there's gonna be some things that you're gonna have to do on the fly. There's gonna be some things that you're gonna have to do at a moment's notice. There's gonna be some things that decisions you're gonna have to make right now. Somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, I got this piece of equipment, or I got an opportunity," and I gotta go home and think about it. I gotta really, sit down and next thing you know, you missed the opportunity. You missed the opportunity. Or take advice. Yep, that's another one. Or take advice. It's one thing. It's one thing to have an operation and be mad, frustrated, or upset because you got everything in place and the things are not coming, and you've been doing what you've been doing, and you've been diligent about it, and you've been consistent, and you're still not getting the results that you think you deserve. That's one thing to be frustrated about that. But it's another thing to be sitting back on your phone talking about, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this post. Yeah. When they get ready to order, I'm gonna tell them just to inbox me. I'm telling them to message me. Or I'm gonna leave my phone number. Or they can email me. That's cool. Don't get mad at me, man. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you the reason why a lot of people ain't experiencing the successes they want to experience is because they don't have a system in place. And that's one thing that they don't tell you. They don't tell you about the systems. Starting a business is not hard. It's keeping it going. I love it. Absolutely. Getting the client is not hard. It's keeping that client. Absolutely. It's a lot that we sit there and we do stuff because we're comfortable. I have never seen anybody comfortably make money. Matter of fact, you know what? Type a number 1 in the comments. And I should have did this in the beginning. Type a number 1 in the comments if it's your first time here. Y'all probably saying, what's wrong with this rabbit guy? He's just rabbit. He's just all over the place. What's wrong with him? It's all good. I promise you it's all good. Type number 1 is your first time here. Now, after you've identified yourself and you dropped your city and your state, thank you, I appreciate it. Drop your city and state, let me know where you're tuning in from. This is the Blank Spot. We're a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. Now, type a number 2 in the comments if you work a 9 to 5. You work a regular job. Type a number 2 in the comments. I'm trying to lay a foundation right now. It's going to all make sense in a minute. Thank you for everybody who's brand new and you still hanging in there. That's a number 2 if you got a 9 to 5. Couple of people. Okay, so check this out. You got a 9 to 5. I don't care how much you like your job. First of all, it ain't your job. Get that in your head. Because as soon as they get mad at you, you out the door. But being comfortable is not how you make money. So even if you work from home, and I don't want you to make an excuse right now. Even if you work from home, if you got to get up, get dressed, leave the house, drive down the road, hit red light, green light, yield sign, entering the interstate. If you got to go into somebody's building, either clock in manually or clock in on a computer, if you got to sit down around a group of people that you really don't care for, even if you care for them, if you had to do all that, that's uncomfortable. And even if you work from home, you ain't in the bed working. You still got to get up. You still have to sit up. You still have to get yourself in a place mentally. It's uncomfortable. So we're ready to do that type of uncomfortable action to go make some money. But when it's time to get some strategies and some systems in place to start learning how to make money, to start learning how to build something for yourself, that's uncomfortable. I'll just do it like this. I'll just stay on the internet and just keep my post going, because I got a lot of comments on this last post. I don't know how many orders I got from that post, but I got a lot of comments from this last post. So I'm gonna just keep doing it the way I want to do it. And I know I asked Eric what he thought and if he can help me, but I just, I'm not ready to do that right now. So I'm just gonna do it my way, because I know my way works. My way, I'm making some sales. My way, I'm good. You comfortable. You're comfortable doing it your way. And the money is going to flow in when you start to grow. And growth only appears when you're uncomfortable. When your clothes stop fitting you, I'm gonna use this analogy, man, and somebody gonna hear me and somebody's not. When your circle and your circumstances stop fitting you, you about to make some money. When the people that you call your friends and the people that call you a friend stop hanging around you, stop wanting to be around you, when you realize that y'all don't have anything in common, and it's gonna happen if you start growing, that's when you're gonna start making some money. Y'all don't hear that. See, the conversations that y'all want to hear, the conversations that people want to hear is, oh, yes, you can do it. Oh, of course. All it takes is for you to do this step by step. I'm going to give you the blueprint. Damn it, I'm the blueprint. You're the blueprint. The other person's the blueprint. You need guidance and directions. You don't need a blueprint. Because my blueprint may not fit your layout. My blueprint may not fit your land. The mansion that I'm building may not fit on the 1/4 acre land that you have. But you want a blueprint, right? I run into people saying, I'd really be comfortable if I had my own business. I reply to them, dude, don't leave your 9 to 5. You have no idea. Yep, absolutely. My blueprints to the legacy that we're building, our blueprints may not fit your legacy, but our strategies will. See, you keep on listening to people talking about the damn blueprint, and they still selling you bridges in Brooklyn. Somebody gonna get that in a minute. They selling you bridges in Brooklyn, and you buying it. Meanwhile, I'm over here packing orders. I'm over here packing orders from people who ordered from us, who's serious about their legacy. Some of them are new, some of them are repeat. Some of them ordered yesterday, some of them ordered this week. But we packing orders because people said, hey, you know what? I find value in what y'all doing. And I'd rather shop with y'all because I find value in what y'all share. That's the type of relationship you want. You don't got to believe me. But it takes work. It takes getting up when you don't want to get up. And it takes laying down. It takes laying down and taking a break when you need to. It's a lot of stuff that's involved in what we're doing. Ain't none of this stuff happening overnight. None of this stuff happening overnight. Somebody will never receive what our platform shares. because we're not sitting there showing you how we riding in a Lamborghini, a Range Rover. We ain't got this big old Cadillac. We're not showing you that, because in a lot of people, that's what they think wealth is. That's what they think success is. Don't be a fool, man. Because they prepping you. They're getting you ready to slide you that invoice. Because you getting excited and you saying, hey, you asking them how they got their car. You ain't asking them how they building the business. You're asking the wrong questions. You're asking the wrong questions, man. But that's the sleight of hand. That's the thing that you know without even knowing. You don't want to admit to it, because some of y'all been following these folks so long to where you just afraid not to follow them anymore. I can't believe I've been on almost an hour. Some of y'all been following these cats so long that y'all afraid to stop following. They got y'all hooked, man. They got y'all hooked. And you saying, hey, all I gotta do is buy this next class. This next class that I buy, this gonna be the one that gets me them 6 figures. Meanwhile, when you do take vacation, you ain't running your business. Meanwhile, when you got to take some sick days, you ain't running your business. Every opportunity outside of the regular job, you ain't using it to build yourself. You're not looking at how to duplicate or how to create a platform. You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking at how to create a platform that's going to mimic or that's going to replicate or duplicate what they're doing. You ain't looking at that. You, along with the other 500,000 followers, are just like, man, one day that's going to be me. No, it ain't. It ain't going to be you one day. So I'm stepping on your toe. It ain't going to be you one day because you ain't doing what you need to do today. I don't know, man. If y'all looking for sublimation blanks, t-shirt transfers, any other supplies, go hit us up on our website, man, theblanksspot.com. Y'all can check us out. Every platform that you own, all you gotta do is go to the link in the link in the description. They got y'all sucked in, and they ain't gonna tell y'all to y'all face. But you know what they calling y'all? They calling y'all suckers. They got you sucked in, and they calling y'all suckers. That's kind of it makes sense in a sense. It makes sense. But you know, you can't leave them alone. It's like that old girlfriend, the old boyfriend that keep on doing you bad, but you just can't stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? They sucked you in. It sucks. Watch this. It sucks that they sucked you in. Now they calling you a sucker. Let me stop, man. Before y'all get mad at me. Hey, listen. So our lives are going to be less and less about, hey, look what we got, or hey, look what we doing, and more about, hey, listen, you can get these things, you can get started. We got business starter kits, we got business in a box. We just created a membership. We just created a membership, guys. Let me see what the name of the membership is, because we're going to be announcing it officially. I'm gonna see if we can do it this weekend. Grow and build with TBS. That's what we created. It's gonna have weekly or monthly private group sessions, 24-hour access to the information, 2 30-minute one-on-one sessions per month, all paid classes included, unlimited video playback, access to documents, downloads, ebooks, and we're gonna do some other stuff in there as well. Yeah, every minute. But anyway, that's what we're doing, man. So there's a lot of things that's not being shared and that's not being told. And because we we want so badly to be successful, or we want so badly, like some people say, to leave my job. I'm gonna share something with y'all, man. If you got a job, this okay. So we're talking about the things that they don't share with you. Talking about the things that they don't share with you, right? One thing that they don't share with you, or one other thing they don't share with you, they don't tell you about business, is that your business needs money to operate. And a lot of times, the money that you're going to be using is going to be from your job. Oh, I wish that lady was on right now. Because she's getting it for free right now. But she don't see this video, she's going to have to pay for that hour. Because it's more detail. There's so much more. Your business going to need money. Where you going to get the money to buy the supplies from? Most of y'all don't even want to take money up front. Have y'all ever visited our website? Type a number 3 in the comments if you visited our website. Type a number 3 in the comments. I'm going to share something with y'all. I want to see what this looks like. Type a number 3 in the comments if you visited our website. This is not a trick. I promise you it ain't a trick. Type a number 3 in the comments if you visited our website. Got a couple number 3. Now, when you go to our website, does it say order what you want and then pay us later? I'll wait. Because this is going to be a good one. Do it say you can order now, we'll pay you later? Pay us later? Do our website say that? Because see, what they're not telling you is to take payment up front. They're not telling you that this is a business and that I don't care if you're doing custom. I don't care if you're doing personalization. I don't care if you're doing something generic. You need to get paid up front. And if the customer that's dealing with you don't trust you enough to pay you up front, then guess what? Keep on moving, don't stop, no. But you want to hold them up. And they say, hey, well, you know what? I don't feel like paying for a custom order. I don't feel like paying for 50 shirts up front. Well, they don't order them then. That's easy. You don't feel like paying for them, and I don't feel like doing them. So don't order them. I don't feel comfortable paying all that money up front. What you want to do, a payment plan? We got Klarna. We got ShopPay. We got Sezzle. We got all that. You ain't got to pay for it up front. You can pay 25% of it right now. But I need to get paid. But see, that's not what they're telling you. They're telling you, this is just my opinion. Don't get mad at me. This is my opinion. Don't get mad at me. If you want to sit there and get something done, you got to pay for it. Now, other businesses do different things. When you go into a car repair shop is going to take it in consideration that, hey, that you're going to pay me after the work is done. But the one thing you fail to understand is, because you say, hey, well, they don't do that when I get my car repaired. When I get my car repaired, I ain't got to pay up front. I pay when I pick my car up. Ding, 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 ding. They got your car for collateral. They holding your car hostage. Smart guy. If you don't pay, they're going to keep your car. Smart guy. What do you have for collateral if that person orders that stuff and then decides that they don't want to pay you? Tell me that. Tell me that. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have to protect your business if they don't pay you? Now you running up and down the interstate, all on social media. You all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You mad because you've been had. You can't be mad at nobody but yourself. Now you chasing them for the money that they owe you. You don't know nobody else. You don't know anybody else with my first name and my last name. But you're going to customize and personalize me 50 shirts without getting paid. To those of you who do business and say, hey, you know what? I'll just get half the money up front. That's your choice. That ain't what I'm recommending. And it's a reason why I ain't recommending it. It's a special order. It's a special order. Anywhere else you go and do a special order, they're going to have to pay for it. Except for you. You ain't going to make them pay for it. Because you're trying to make friends. You're trying to make friends. And they're going to go right on down the street to the next person that they recommend your business to. And they're going to say, hey, I ordered this many shirts from them, and they didn't make me pay up front. All I had to do is pay a deposit. They're going to keep on recommending customers to you like that. That's what you're going to do. See, smaller businesses don't have the luxury that larger companies have. So a lot of things that these gurus are not telling you or sharing with you is very important. It's very essential that you understand, because that can be the difference between you being in business tomorrow or being shut down. Because for a lot of small businesses, $50, 50 shirts at, let's say, custom, because it's custom, and you give, let's say you want to give them a discount, because that's what you do. You want to give them a discount because you're in a position to give a discount. You ain't. You're going to give them a discount. You're going to probably do 50 shirts for $20 a shirt. Y'all going to get mad, man. I don't care. I don't care. You're not in a position to give discounts. We're going to talk about that next thing too. You're in a position to give discounts, but you're going to give them a discount. And you ain't going to charge them taxes. And that's going to be shipping included. It's going to be shipping included. You're going to give them all that. You're going to give them all that. You're going to say, well, they paying $1,000 and I may as well do this. Yeah. Tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll stop. I already know. So now let's talk about this. Let's talk about this free shipping. Because some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard, is the things that people say to make them feel like it making sense. I'm going to say that one again. People say stuff and they make it to where, well, it makes sense to me, so I'm going to keep on saying it until it becomes true. It can work. You can do this. If you are only dealing with people who are local and you're shipping locally, for example, I'm in a little town called Casey, South Carolina. The biggest town around me is Columbia, South Carolina. If we were only doing business locally and we had a certain standard amount of things that we were shipping, let's say we were only shipping transfers, then we could possibly get away with a flat rate shipping. Or we could possibly get away with saying, hey, this is the price, shipping included. That's going to work for some customers. And you got to ask yourself, what type of customers am I looking to attract? So that's going to work for some customers. The customers that is going to work for are the hobbyists, because those are the ones looking to save money, right? They're the ones looking to save money. Some business owners understand that, hey, man, it's cost of doing business, and I'm going to write it off. But this free shipping thing, a lot of y'all got it twisted. A lot of y'all don't understand that if I ain't doing business locally and I'm in South Carolina all the way over here on the East Coast and I catch somebody's attention in Alaska and I do free shipping or I do standard shipping, I lost all of my profit. I lost all of my profit. And that's some of the things that they're not telling y'all, because everybody don't want to be in this box. Everybody don't just want to be local. Some people want to grow. Some people desire to grow. And yes, I'm actually counting. But the thing of it is when you surround yourself around these personalities that's giving these classes, that's giving these trainings, you get to the point to where you're afraid to ask them questions. I dare you to ask one question and then wait for them to answer. Because what I've learned is since I've been in this industry dealing with a lot of personalities, I've learned that there's a lot of dumb people that has a lot of followers. There's a lot of unintelligent, ignorant people with a lot of followers. Don't get mad at me, man. That's what I'm noticing. There's a lot of people that they got a lot of followers, but they about 52 cards short of a complete deck. But people are just following them. They say do this, I'm gonna do it. Ask them a question. They ain't gonna be able to answer. Yeah, you end up having to eat that. You got to end up eating that, Steve. That's because, hey man, I want the order so bad that I'm willing to say free shipping. So I'm the free shipping option, guys. And the reason why, here's the reason why a lot of people, and you're hustling backwards. You're hustling backwards because you don't have a website. You're hustling backwards because you don't have a website. What you're doing is you're saying, hey, I don't have a website. I'm doing business on Instagram. I'm doing it on TikTok. I'm doing it on Facebook. And I have a separate shipping company. So I'm going to go to Shippo. I'm going to go ShipMonkey. I'm going to go to whatever it is, right? I'm going to go to stamps.com. And then I'm going to calculate that shipping in. That's cool. That's a manual thing. Or you can get a website, put all the information in, and have the shipping calculated for you. Those are options. But when you don't have a system in place, or when you're dealing with other people who don't have systems in place, listen, if I'm selling digital content, and I want y'all to understand what I'm about to say, I need somebody to get pissed off right now. If I'm only selling classes, if I'm only selling white label material, if I'm only selling stuff that you're going to download, what in the hell do I need shipping for? What do I need shipping for? So if I've never had to ship something, y'all gonna miss it, man. If I ain't never had to ship nothing, how can I tell you about shipping? That's gonna go over a lot of people's head though, because you love the person that you following. You love the person that you following. Make it happen. Email us. Go to the top. Email us. We do websites. I'm here. I'm not here to step on toes. I'm just walking. If your feet in the way, you might want to cover them up. You sitting there taking a class from somebody to help you build a business. You feel me? You sitting there taking a class from somebody who's selling digital content to help you build a business, and they ain't selling no tangible content. They ain't selling no products. They just provide services. They ain't never shipped nothing in their life. So they're gonna tell you in their class, well, just make your shirt $25 and then add flat shipping for $7. And you fall for the okie doke. Then you make a Facebook post, or you make a post on social media, and you catch somebody in Hawaii that's interested in your stuff, and they order from you. and you got to pay $15 out of your pocket off a $32 shirt because shipping was included. You see, shipping was included. But because somebody from Hawaii ordered from you, you got to pay extra $15. I'm just using a number. Now that $35, $32, you ain't gonna bring home $17. And you know what? That's gonna happen to you a couple of times. And you know what you're gonna say when it happens to you? You're gonna say, well, that's all right. I still made a good profit. You're gonna say, that's all right, I still made a good profit. No, you didn't. Because shipping ate up your profit. And it ate up your profit because you're listening to somebody who was ate up. Profits. People talk about profits. I hear these gurus on here talking about these profits. Only in dollar signs. Only in decimal points. What's going on, Pandora? I hear these people talking about profits only in dollar signs. I don't never hear them talking about profits in percentages. So if you don't understand profit, which is another thing they don't talk about, another thing they don't tell you, if you don't understand profits, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to be making a lot of sales, but you ain't going to be making a lot of profits. And you're going to be convinced. You're going to convince yourself that things are going to change. And they are. They're going to change as soon as you go back to work. As soon as you go back on that job, they're going to change. But that's where you're going to end up going. Back on that job, mad and upset, talking about, well, I tried to start a business, but it just didn't work. No, you're listening to the wrong people, man. I pray that some of those cats get on these lives that we be on. I pray that they get on these lives and they start talking. They ask a question. I would love to bring them on live. Because I'm not the smartest person, but I know numbers. And even if you buy a shirt for $1 and you buy a transfer for $3 and you end up spending $4 and you end up selling a shirt for $25, you still ain't really made $21 profit. You still haven't made $21 profit. Because another thing they don't talk about in detail, you still got to pack it. How much it costs to get these? How much it costs to get this? How much it costs to get another pot of milk? So you letting people slick slide you, man, because of what they saying and what they're talking about. It sounds good and it breathes well, but it's still part truth, and part truth is a whole lie. Davon, what's going on with you? Part truth is a whole lie, man. Somebody who's selling digital content, who created something from scratch, or who went to a class and repurposed the class. They spent $500 on the class and they repurposed that class. After they make their $500 back, they're at zero. So they need, if they're selling that class to you for $50, $49.95, all they need is 10 suckers. After 10 suckers, they done got their money back. Now everything else is profit. They ain't got to ship nothing. They got to host a platform. They may not even host a platform. Some of them so sorry and pitiful that they just using Google Docs or Google Drive. But y'all dealing with folks like that, man. Professionally. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling my truth. This is some of the stuff that you deal with, man, that folks ain't saying nothing about. They're not talking about this. They're not gonna go into detail. You know why they don't go into detail? Because it's gonna make them look bad. Why you ain't ask that person that's sharing their stuff off their Google Drive only? Why you ain't ask them person why they ain't got no website? You ain't on a website? Why you ain't asking? Y'all afraid to ask them, huh? But you're afraid that if you ask them, they ain't gonna let you buy nothing else from them? I doubt if they care. I'm listening. Nobody want to talk to me now. The things that they don't tell you about business, man, this is some strong stuff. And everybody ain't gonna be able to take this. This is very strong information. Everybody's not gonna be able to take it. Some people might even say I'm hating. I don't care. The truth always sounds like hate to people who hate the truth. And ain't nothing I'm saying is gonna make you stop to think about what you're doing. You may think about it for a little while, but you're not gonna confront them people. You're not gonna ask them people questions. You're not gonna do none of that. You're not gonna say, well, you know what, I'm not gonna shop with you no more because you don't seem legitimate. You know, the stuff that you telling me to do ain't making no sense. You ain't gonna question that because you're in love with that person. That person calls your name out when they go live. They make you feel special. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me started, man. You came on here to tell me that? Generations? Have you been on or you just getting on? You just getting on? So the conversation is about some of the things they don't tell you. The things that they don't tell you when starting a business or about a business. That's what the topic is. What they don't tell you about business. Somebody came on TikTok just to tell me that some of them have websites. We know some of them have websites. Most of them don't. But if you came on here to tell me that, then you know what? If you've been watching for a while and you came on here to tell me that, and you ain't have, maybe you haven't been watching for a while. I don't know. I'm trying to get some conversation now. The lady popped on and popped off. That's generation 3, or generations. I'm sorry, generation spelled with the 3. Are you just coming on? Yeah. I'm waiting. Oh, you been on? So check this out. Some of them do have websites. You're absolutely right. I didn't say none of them had websites. I don't know if you do digital content or what. This platform and this conversation today is only talking about the things that they don't tell you. I mentioned not having a website. I also mentioned not having to ship anything. So if they do have a website, but they don't have to ship anything, how can somebody honestly tell you, not saying that they can't, but how can they honestly tell you about shipping? Well, I swear, man, I love these platforms. 665. I'm gonna stay on task like somebody asked me to do. So check it out. Now, I don't think you was disrespecting me. I can't be disrespected. Not on social media. That's impossible for me to be disrespected on social media. I don't even think like that. So don't worry about that. It's not that. So check it out, man. Our platform is changing, going towards the beginning of the year. We're gonna be changing. I'm gonna not use certain platforms. For instance, TikTok is one of the platforms that I really despise. And the reason I used to like TikTok, I'm going away from TikTok because of in 2026, because we attract a lot of flies. We don't attract enough bees to say that we have the amount of followers that we have. Most of them are robots. Maybe I'll open up another TikTok page. I don't know. Maybe I'll go and do content. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll do like every other content creator and just do content and just sell to people, not answer questions and just take their money. Maybe I can probably do that. But I'm not going to be using TikTok as much. The whole idea in the beginning, and still was to use TikTok as a opportunity to fish for customers, which goes back to another thing. So, yeah, and a lot of snakes, but goes back to another thing. What they don't tell you. They don't tell you the preferred platforms to use. And they also, many of them don't tell you about target audience, which is another thing that a lot of people struggle with. They struggle with target audience. I know I tried this once before, man, but I just couldn't let it go because we had all these people on TikTok. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to let them go. How you doing, D? Thanks for jumping on. I'm going to have to let TikTok go because it's not benefiting us. I can't even really say anything on TikTok without getting restricted. So I'm gonna try a different platform. I'll probably go hard on Instagram. And I'm not gonna miss anybody, and I promise people ain't gonna miss us either. But they don't tell you about prospecting. So I learned this in network marketing, okay? In network marketing, I learned about prospecting, peaking and passing, piquing people's interest, and then passing them off to maybe a video, a blog, or maybe directly to that product. Learning how to pique people's interest is going to be important. But before you can do that, you got to decide on who you're going to sell your products to. Creating a target audience. And when I say creating a target audience, that's just what I mean. You got to create one. You got to create your customer avatar. What does your ideal customer look like? What does he, she, them, they look like? How old are they? What's their ethnicity? Too many people that look like me are trying to sell to too many people that look like me. I'm just going to say this. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. What does that ideal customer look like? How old is that ideal customer? Does that ideal customer have kids? Is that ideal customer married? All those things are going to be important before you start throwing rocks out there, hoping that it hits something. But they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. Because you're so wrapped up into buying their digital content and their digital products that you can't see the forest for the trees. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to something that I just said that I know somebody ain't going to like this one. I just know they ain't going to like this one. If you make your customer avatar to look like, let's say you're black, for example. I got to use this. You're black, African American, whatever it is that you're calling yourself. You look like me. You speak this type of English, whatever the case may be. All right. That sounds real silly, but you know everybody want to be politically correct. You black, and you create a product or a service only for black people. I'm about to tell you something that you may learn something and you may not. All right. You may learn something, you may not. The black community is said to have 1.8 trillion or so dollars in spending power. But here's the problem, black people. Y'all ready for it? You decide to start a small business and you're excited about your new idea and your new venture. And everybody that you see, for the majority, they look like you. You hang around people who look like you. You're friends with people who look like you, so on and so forth. People who are in the same situation as you. Miss Red, you ready? Now, you're going to create a product or a service specifically for the people who look like you. And in some instances, that is going to be probably warranted for whatever, depending on the type of product or service that you create. But if you're going to create something like this, transfers, people with DTF machines, you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially black people with DTF machines. Black people with DTF machines, you're going to see all of the different ethnic designs that's going to be offered to your community, whether it's a rapper, a singer, whether it's some social media experiment, whatever it is, some saying or whatever, whether it's somebody that's famous, you're going to see that come across your joint, right? And then you happen to create a website and you happen to put that stuff on the website and all of your designs are ethnic. And you're saying, man, I'm going to sell back to people who look like me. Y'all with me? Here's one problem with that. You're going to have to get into a long line of people who are already selling to black folks. Don't get mad at me. I said it, but it's true. If you're networking and making connections, you got to follow up. So people know. Absolutely. You're going to have to get in line behind a whole bunch of other ethnicities that are already selling to people who look like me and you. You got to the party late, buddy. Sis, you got to the party late. And in your mind, you're saying, hey, this is what I associate with. But as a business owner, you have to be able to reach everyone. I didn't say everybody. When I say everyone, I'm talking about every gender, every ethnicity, every race, every genre. Now, you're not going to get everybody in that group, but you got to have something for everything. But your black mind is focused on selling to black people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do. Here's the problem. You got to get in line, buddy. You got to get in line. Here's the issue. Y'all with me? Here's the issue. Skincare. Hair care. Can y'all think of anything else that other ethnicities have cornered the market for Afrocentric people? Whatever that's out there has already been cornered. But you say you're going to sell to people, only people who look like you. I said hair care. Yeah, hair, skin, lashes, anything, any beauty supplies. Let's go with beauty supplies. That's going to be hair, lashes, nails, all that stuff. That's the whole everything, right? So now what you're saying is you want to sell only to people that look like you. Good luck. Money Green. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. I don't know how many times I got to say this. Money Green. The person that has it might be a certain color, might be a certain race, or what have you. But money green. And money spent everywhere. Not only can you not make money that way, you also not going to stay in business that way. But see, that's not what they're telling you. Because what you're doing is you're connecting with someone who you're comfortable with. Hey, y'all, please don't cancel our little company. Please don't get mad and cancel our little company. Don't get mad, black people. Please don't get mad. and cancel our company. Please, see, y'all already not watching us. We're already not getting the support that we probably should be getting on social media anyway. Please don't cancel us. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Please don't get upset, get mad, and say, hey, that guy on the blank spot was talking negatively about. No, I ain't. Tell them the truth. So you sit there and you say you want to make t-shirts. Prime example. But I guess you only want to say, I guess you only want to make black t-shirts. I ain't talking about black in color either. I've never seen a group of people so detached from the truth. And you said, well, it's $1.8 billion, $1.8 trillion in spending power. That money already tied up, buddy. But you're trying to get a grant? That money already in use. Somebody already getting that money. Somebody already getting that money. I had to pivot from one audience to all audiences, and it helped. Absolutely. Somebody already getting that money. But it's gonna be hard to educate you. See, I'm not trying to convince you. I want you to succeed. You did what I'm saying? I want you to succeed. But they got these companies out here that y'all follow, and you go to their website, and I swear they think they're about to get some of that $1.8 trillion. That money gone, man. That money gone. That money's already accounted for. It's already accounted for, buddy. What are you talking about? It's already accounted for. Now you gotta get in there. You gotta get in there, and you gotta build trust. See, this is what they don't tell you. See, I'm clowning right now, but I'm serious. I'm serious as a stroke and a heart attack. This is stuff they don't tell you as small businesses. They don't tell you this stuff as small business because they can't tell you what they don't know and don't understand. This ain't about politics. This is about business. This ain't about I like you, I don't like you. This is about business. This is about keeping the lights on. This is about legacy. This is about having a leg down and wanting to get a leg up for somebody else. That's what this is about. This is about I've already started behind the finish line where other people already got a head start. And then I'm going to put myself even further back because I'm only trying to tell the people who look like me, come on, man, let's be honest. See, you won't cancel because all true. Our people, something else. Yeah, I know. Let me see. Absolutely true. I focus on two ethnicities, excuse me. I got nothing to very little. Oh, I was focusing on two. I got nothing to very little. Now I'm expanding to everyone. Sometimes we'll focus on it in ethnicity. Don't focus on that. Focus on clients. Absolutely. I'm sorry for the stumbling, man. I'm excited. So when I get excited, I read fast. That's you see, they're not telling you that. See, you hooked up with homegirl. You hooked up with homegirl, sister girl, because it's mostly women out there that's getting y'all money. Let's be honest. TikTok don't like that. TikTok not gonna give me 50 or 70 or 90 follow or 90, not 70 or 90 viewers right now. Because I'm not talking their language right now. Listen, let me see. My business has no creed, color. I do business with people who have the money. Absolutely. So it's a niche. Yep. So what happens is you hooked up with homegirl, and let's just call a spade because of where you from. I'm gonna go a little deeper. I can associate with her because of her situation, and my situation was similar. I can associate with her because she's real. I can associate with her or him because, That's how I grew up. That's the type of stuff I'm used to hearing. Basically, what you're saying is you from the hood, and there ain't nothing wrong with being from the hood. You from the ghetto, ain't nothing wrong with being from the ghetto. You from a small town, ain't nothing wrong with being from a small town. And that's where you're gonna stay. Because they're looking for you. They're looking for people like you. They're looking for people who have small town, small community, small mindset experiences. That's what they're looking for. Don't get mad at me. You know why they're looking for that? Because they can manipulate that. I'm just saying, man, you ain't got to agree with me. I want you to think about the person that you following on social media, somebody that you see that's calls themselves very popular or famous, or that's very much out there. And I want you to see the type of people that they have gravitational pull with. I need you to hear what I just said. Look at him or her. Look at him or her. Listen to how they talk. Listen to the isms, how they react. And then I want you to look at their audience and look at what they're attracting. They are attracting or trying to get that $1.8 trillion. And not the higher end of that money. They're looking for the people who are on fixed incomes. Y'all gonna get mad at me in a minute, man. Somebody's gonna get real upset. Because the truth gets real uncomfortable here in a minute. See, you're not gonna shuck and jive somebody who's educated. You're not gonna shuck and jive somebody who has street knowledge. You're not gonna get over on somebody who been out there in the world. You're not gonna use where I'm from and the fact that we look alike to make me think that we got something in common. Over there, you think you're better than other people. I do. I think I'm better than that. And I think my business is better than that. And if not, I want my business to be better than that. Because see, if I grew up in a small town, and if I grew up in the ghetto, or if I grew up impoverished and I grew up struggling, and that didn't work for me, why in the hell will I allow myself to be attracted to that? Y'all gonna miss it, man. Y'all gonna miss it. Y'all gonna miss it because it's missable. Not admissible, it's missable. Y'all gonna miss it because, see, it's comfortable. Oh, girl, I like the way she talking, how she said. You a fool. And they know you're a fool. And they're using that to keep you in tune. I dare you to comment on it. I dare you to disagree. I dare you. I dare you. Because it's true. I see it every day. I see it. You're getting attracted to somebody because they look like you. They can't listen. Instead of you surrounding yourself around somebody who's gonna hold you to a standard. When I say ain't, when I should be saying isn't. When somebody's not gonna correct me, when somebody's not gonna elevate me, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna just stay around that environment. I don't want to change because I'm too worried about the people that I used to hang around, worrying about if they're gonna say something about me changing. I was already in that situation. I already grew up in the hood. I already grew up in the ghetto. I already knew the ghetto didn't work. I already knew the hood didn't work. I already knew hustling didn't work. Now I want something better. So if I want something better, I'm surround myself around people who are better, or at least appear to be better. Yeah. Yeah. It's all right though, man. I'm just talking about some of the stuff they don't tell you. They don't share with you. They're not telling you how to. They're not telling you how to get customers. They dumping that stuff. They dumping that content on you, telling you that if you do this, you can win. You ain't never sold nothing a day in your life. Only thing you ever sold was your time. Only thing you ever sold was your time. So now you gotta learn how to sell a product. You gotta learn how to sell a service. Don't get mad at me, man. That's the stuff they don't tell you about business. And the reason why a lot of people ain't being successful is we refuse to be uncomfortable. We refuse to be uncomfortable. So we're going to continue to experience the same thing over and over again. We're going to just sell to people who look like us because we're comfortable with that. I'm talking to black folks still. I'm still talking to black people, yeah. And whether you agree or disagree, it's irrelevant. Show me something different. Show me something different. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that when you do create your customer avatar, that it shouldn't have a color on it. Shouldn't have a race on it. Shouldn't. But that's because they can't tell you about something they don't understand themselves. Hey man, when you expand your mindset, your thinking, your thought process, when you start to grow, the money gonna come. When you start to put yourself in different situations, surrounding yourself to be educated, to learn more, not just about people, but about yourself, things begin to change. Talking to black people still, $1.8 trillion in spending power. You ain't gonna see but some crumbs of that, baby, because that money is all accounted for. But hopefully, if you change or shift your mindset and your way of thinking, and you create something for more than just one group of people, they're supposed to cut, but it ain't. Maybe, just maybe, other folks will be drawn to you. There's nothing wrong with being pro however you look and whoever you are. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But how can you build a business off the backs of one group of people? Especially when they already accounted for, man. That's like saying somebody married, but I want to get married too. I ain't gonna go find somebody that's single. I'm gonna go get their wife or their husband. That's what you're saying. Speaking to everybody. So Steve said, so is debt never an asset? That's another thing they don't talk about, Steve. They don't talk about the amount of debt. They don't talk about the amount of debt that you can find yourself in. No, man, debt is never an asset, but there are some such things as good debt. They ain't gonna go over your head because I know you understand what I'm talking about. There is no such thing as debt being an asset. But there is such things as good debt. For example, if I have a house that I'm renting out totally, it's not taking money out of my pocket, which means it's an asset, not a liability. Anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability. Anything that puts money in your pocket is an asset. However, it's still debt. It's good debt, right? It's good debt, but it's not an asset. The debt itself is not an asset. The asset is that object or that thing that you have. And until you're out of that debt, then that's going to be a total 100% asset. Man, guys, if you're just jumping on, this is the Blank Spot. We're a sublimation blanks and t-shirt transfer supplier located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina. I'm just talking about some of the things that they don't tell you about starting a business. And I can only go over a handful of stuff because there are a lot of things that they don't tell you, they don't show you, they don't share with you, okay? Lots of stuff. Some of the basic things, though, some of the basic things that they don't share with you, some of the stuff I talked about. Some of the basic things are some of the things I talked about, like the shipping options. Talking about all the poly mailers and boxes and stuff you're going to need. Talking about creating a website, you know what I'm saying? Creating that website to actually be a system so you can work smoother. Surrounding yourself around people who are going to help you to grow better, to know better so you can do better. A lot of times, we end up so comfortable until we just stunt our own growth. And I don't know about you, but I'm learning that being on this idiot box, because this just replaced the TV, man. That's all it did. And once again, like Stevie Steve said, there's some good in it and there's some bad in it. But I noticed that the more I'm on here, that I'm not operating my business, the more I get distracted, because I should only be coming on here to answer questions. I should only be coming on here if we have something new to share or to show. I should only be coming on here if we have some informational stuff to share and saying, hey, you know what? We're gonna be doing a Zoom call. Hey Javai, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. We're gonna be doing a Zoom call and we're inviting you guys to a Zoom call. That's the only time I should be going live for this business. I should not be on here as much as I'm on here showing you how to use our products, especially when there's videos already. Once I create those videos will play again. Now it's up to me to drive the traffic to those videos. Peak and pass. I'm just reminding myself of stuff that I already know that I should be doing. These are the things that I should be doing. That way, I don't burn myself out. See, I'm not a content creator. I've just been creating content for my business. I don't wish to really be a content creator. The side hustle, what's going on? I don't wish to be a content creator, but for the content creators that are out there, I get it, man. I understand. That's your thing. You know, you want to quit your main hustle so you want to quit your main hustle so you can do this. The one thing that I would tell anybody out there who's getting ready to start a business, there's a couple things I'm gonna say to you. Do not quit your job and leave yourself without benefits. That's the most foolish thing that somebody can do. You might not agree with it. Oh, I got dreams and I got faith. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Try using some common sense with that blind faith and let me know how to work out for you. Because God gives us common sense. If you know you have to take care of yourself or your family, and you are the main breadwinner, the sole provider of yourself or your family, and you got this dream or this ideology of starting a business and being wealthy and making it big, and you got a job already that's paying for your medical, your health and dental and all that stuff, and giving you days off and sick days and all that stuff, that's funding your life right now, that's also going to give you the opportunity to fund your business because your business is going to need money, why would you quit your job? Why would you listen to some idiot to tell you to fire your boss? I'm not saying not to position yourself to transition from that job. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying not to position yourself to transition, because you can position yourself to transition. You can put things in place. Meanwhile, you should be looking to see how much insurance costs. You should be looking to see, well, if I make $75,000 on my job, minus taxes and deductions that they're taking out, how much money do I need to make in business to replace that money plus double? You feel me? And that's all overhead. Even, and you know what? That's another thing. All the best. That conversation right there is something that a lot of people ain't gonna talk about either. Replacing what you sold is a part of your overhead. Replacing what you sold is part. If you're in business, replacing what you sold is part of your overhead. That's a great point. That is a great point. Yeah. And once again, another thing they don't tell you about is retail. You're not gonna, I watched this video, man. I don't know if I have it on here, but I watched this video about small business, and I think I recently deleted it. But this dude was talking about how we look at small business in the wrong light. I know I shared it on these platforms, but we look at reselling something and wanting to get 100% profit. That ain't how business works. You ain't gonna get 100% off of everything that you sell. You're not. You may get 25%. You may get 33%. You may, that's not how it works. People are hustling backwards because people are hustling. And I wish I could find this guy and play him. Wish I could find this cat, man. We listening to hustlers trying to, that's what it is. We're listening to hustlers that's trying to start a business, listening to hustlers. That ain't gonna never work out, man. It never works out like that. It never works out how it's supposed to work out. We're looking at it all wrong. Here it is right here. Here it is right here.
All right. Go. Here's the thing with black business. All right. Go. My generation ruined it. Your generation ruined it. Yeah. Oh, we're about to get deep. Let me put my chair up. Why do you say this? Because our business has a dope dealer's mentality. You know what I mean by that? I do. What do you think I mean by that? I feel like you mean lack of professionalism. No. And more money hungry? Yes. So here's a dope dealer's mentality. I buy an ounce. Let's say I buy an ounce for $1,000. What I need to make? You need to double it. Business doesn't work like that. If a business makes a quarter on a dollar, they're winning because they got their dollar back and they made a quarter. We want a whole dollar for dollar. If I spend $500, I need to make $500, and that's it. And then they'll say, my shirt just as good as a Louis shirt. Why you will buy theirs, but you won't buy mine? No, it doesn't work like that. Right. You got to build your brand. Why do you think you can just come out with something tomorrow and you get Louis prices? You don't want to build anything. Stay with black.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I listen to this. I listen to this from time to time, and I don't know if y'all heard that. Let me know if y'all heard that or not. Let me know if y'all heard that just now. If I need to play it again, I will. I know it's a time delay, man. You heard it? So I listen to that. I listen to that often to remind myself. And what am I reminding myself of? No, I don't have a dope dealer's mentality. I don't think that I have to double everything. I don't think I have to double anything. But I listen to that to remind myself of the type of flies that I'm attracting. If you missed it, that's not a diss on anybody. The saying goes that you'll catch more bees. It says you'll catch more flies with honey than you will with vinegar. Well, I'm not looking for flies. I'm looking for bees. And when I put my honey out there, I'm looking to attract bees. I'm not looking to attract flies. I want something that's gonna come in and do some work. I don't want something that's gonna come in and just crap on everything and just infect everything. So now when we share our opportunity, when we share our products and services, yes, we're sharing to everybody. And yes, everybody can buy. Everybody has the ability to get on our site and they can go crazy. You don't need our permission to shop with us. I'm not gonna say you can't shop with me unless you did me dirty, unless you did a chargeback or something like that. We blocked you, whatever. But that's it. That's one thing. But now when we're talking about, we're looking for some bees out there who want to build their brand that we can actually pour into, that's going to help us build our brand as well. We're looking for people who we can actually spend time with that's going to be valuable and it's going to be that's going to make sense, especially as we start giving more information, especially as we start doing more trainings, especially when we start doing more classes. We're looking to find bees, not flies. And in the grand scheme of things, a fly is attracted to smells. A fly is attracted to odors. But only few things are attracted to honey. I'm just, and I'm trying to use that analogy. When we sit there and I listen to that, because I'm reminded that the people that I attract, they're looking to double their money. They're looking to hustle. The people who I see out there who's giving these classes, the people who I see out here, not all of them, but I can count on two. I can count on one hand, two, maybe three fingers of people that I see out there that's legitimate, that I know of. I'm sure it's more. I'm not in that circle. It's way more people out there who I feel that are scammers, that are slicksters, hustlers. More people that I see out there that you're going to be attracted to something. Most people are attracted to easy stuff. Very, very rarely you hear people say, man, you know what? That's too good to be true. Because folks end up telling you what you want to hear. When you feel yourself with your back up against the wall, when you feel yourself that I got more time than money. When you feel yourself, I got more bills than money. When you say I got more days than money. When you're in a situation where you got to make it work, you're going to end up being attracted to some desperate things. And when that happens, because it will happen when people are desperate, when that happens, those people are looking for fast stuff. And we can't control who we attract. We got this virtual funnel. And by the time they get down the pipe and they start hearing what we're saying, we don't have to tell them to kick rocks. They're already gone. Because they say, hey, them cats on the up and up. They straight shooters. They're not sitting there trying to tell me something that don't work. They tell me I got to do some work. I don't want nothing to do with that. I want it fast. I'm going to go create some content. And even that ain't fast. One last thing I'm going to share with y'all. That the things that they don't tell you. Is it's the end of the year. And Uncle Sam gonna want his money. Now, if you are a business owner and you're filing business taxes, that bill is gonna be due by March. I think March 15th or so. He wants his money. And what they're not focused on, they're not telling people, record keeping. They're not talking about the tax laws. They're not talking about tax deductions. They're not talking about write-offs. You know why they ain't talking about it? It ain't just because they can't talk about what they don't know or understand, but they know that's not appealing. That's scary information. When you start talking about tax liabilities and actually possibly owing the IRS, people get nervous. That's not a conversation that folks want to have when you're talking about business, but it's a necessary conversation. They ain't talking about that. They ain't talking about record keeping. They're not talking about the inventory. They're not talking about at the end of the year, because we have inventory, whatever we have left, we're going to have to pay taxes on it. Did you know that? Y for yes, N for no. Whatever inventory we have left over, we have to count it. It's the end of the year inventory. We have to count this inventory. Whatever is sellable on our website, whatever we're counting as products, as materials, at the end of the year, if we haven't sold it, we got to pay taxes on it. They ain't talking about that. Also sell branded promotional products, businesses with their logo. Oh, I don't make. Yeah, you ain't gonna never. Yes, it's volume. Yeah, we're getting into that at the beginning of the year too. Actually, we're doing it right now. We've been advertising, but we're getting ready to go hard in that. They don't tell you that because they can't talk about what they ain't doing. They can't talk about what they don't understand. Yeah, Mike, I saw it, man. I see you changed your picture too. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna get with you, man. I've been a little tired up, but I saw it. It make you think though, don't it, Mike? So we got to inventory all this stuff. Why do you think people have Black Friday? Why do you think companies have Black Fridays? Why do you think people got clearance racks? Why do you think people trying to get rid of stuff before the end of the year? Yeah. Unfortunately for the new, those words of do this, do that, or follow me, I'll make you a million. Like hitting the lottery. That's just, that's how it is, man. So you're gonna see us talking when we go live. We're not gonna be sitting here. Look at what I got. You go to YouTube and find that, man. Go to the website, make a purchase. We're gonna let you know what we're doing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the weekend. We'll let you know what the sales are. Ain't nothing gonna change unless something improves. Ain't nothing gonna change. All right. We're gonna let people know. If you're looking to follow us, if you're looking to lock in with us, go to our YouTube channel. It's The Blank Spot. That's TheBlankSpot. If you're looking to follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook. Also, you'll find us at The Blank Spot, Instagram, The Blank Spot. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, TikTok, I'm just have to get rid of it, man. I may only just drop videos on there and try to drive traffic that way. But as far as going live on TikTok, it's too many variables, man. It's too many variables. It's too many things that TikTok wants us to do as business owners. It's too much stuff that they don't want us to do. I can't do it. I can't deal with it, man. It ain't that serious. I mean, our Facebook has almost tripled our TikTok, so I can care less about TikTok right now. To be honest with you. But go to the YouTube channel, man. And I mean, that's not to say I don't appreciate the people that follow us. I'm just letting you know content is not going to be updated as often as if you were to go to Facebook or YouTube. Keeping it real. Only thing I see TikTok for is for content creators. That's just me. Wow. That's another thing, So anyway, man, let me get this stuff. Let me get the packing slips. Let me get the packing slips and mailing slips out for this, man. So I can go ahead and get this stuff out. Thank y'all for jumping on. I know y'all could have been anywhere else. Hopefully y'all got some value out of the conversation. Once again, go to the website. The website is The Blank Spot. That's TheBlankSpot.com. TheBlankSpot.com for all your Sublimation Blanks t-shirt transfers, supplies, needs. We got t-shirts, both cotton and sublimation. We got hoodies, both cotton and sublimation, crew necks, and we got a plethora of t-shirt transfers that you can get to include Christmas and holiday items as well. Go ahead and check out that. Look at the clearance rack, check that out as well. And like I always say, man, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. You just got to stay tuned, John. I'm gonna introduce something. I'm gonna introduce something this weekend. I'll give you a heads up this weekend because we're about to go hard with that. It's most likely gonna be. I'll introduce it this weekend. So when I introduce it this weekend, it'll be for the public. We only have a couple more Tuesdays left for the end of the year, and then the first part of January we're gonna start something different. So, like I said, like I always say, when you know better is when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I see each and every one of you guys at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.